makes his kids run out and then get in position, and then all the other players come out. Don't they run their selected player?
Yeah.
Do they pick their player?
There's going to be like 4 kids to play.
Yeah, it's like $400.
I wouldn't wait for him. Go for it.
You're trying to filter it,
Welcome to the live stream here from Springfield Baseball Park. We've just had the light opening ceremony with the local member Adam Crouch. We're just about to get underway here with some baseball. We're just finishing off some proceedings and we're ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to do player-by-player or just name the team as they go out? Player-by-player?
Okay, do we do like...
Okay, now it's time to get on with some baseball after the formalities are completed. I need the lineups.
I got it here.
Running out, we'll have the Central Coast Marlins first grade defensive lineup first.
Order? Are you doing batting order or playing
Batting order.
Okay, Damien Rodford, right field.
And with them, we'll have the juniors that have just competed for the Marlins in the state titles, where we had 2 teams finish champions, the Rookie Ball Black and the Little League Majors, and 2 teams finish runner-up in Senior League and Rookie Ball Teal. And I'll go through the players in a moment, but starting with the Central Coast Marlins batting lineup in batting order, playing right field, Damien Rutherford.
Who's running out with him?
Batting 2 and the designated hitter tonight, Jake Amos.
Just keep going, Grant.
Batting 3, playing centre field, Michael Campbell. Batting 4 and playing third base, Rickson Wingrove. Batting 5 and playing first base, Taylor Clemencia. Batting 6 and playing second base, Kurt Buff Eden. Batting 7 and catching this evening, Jackson Smith. Batting 8 and playing left field, David Manuel. Batting 9 and playing shortstop, Tristan Watts. And the starting pitcher this evening on the mound is Kyle Glagowski. The young fellas who are running out there in no particular order, the Rookie Ball Black team was made up of Adrian, Oliver, Brock, Riley, Callum. The Little League Majors, Will, Cooper, Nash, Aiden, Dara, Nathan, Aaron, Axel, Hamish, and Monty. Those 2 teams finished country champions. In the Senior League, we have Tim and Parker, and in the Rookie Ball Teal, the babies of the group in the development team who finished runners-up. We have Charlotte, Annabelle, Zach, Wyatt, Archer, Kia, Carmelo, and William. So let's give all the juniors a great round of applause for their achievements at country championships. 2 champion teams and 2 runners-up teams. A phenomenal performance.
Call them off, Grant.
All the kids come off now, please.
Everyone just stands there.
What are you doing that? So it's the next song? Yeah.
You've got a song ready to go when you want it turned up and everything.
Are we going to play a song while they have their meeting?
I'll get to the Ryde lineup when they come out to field. Just the 3rd team on the diamond tonight, the boys in blue. The home plate umpire is, of course, Bob Crawford. The 2 field umpires, I don't know who'll go to first and third, but we have Jason Spurway and Paul Jones in the field this evening, the boys in blue.
Ready for music?
Yeah, play some music.
They're not. They're all in there together.
Cool.
They're not like spread out. They're all in there together because.
Leading off proceedings for the Ryde Hawks here this evening is the shortstop, Travis Bazana. Yep. So getting underway here with the live stream. Should have the microphone off. Where's the other one? Just make sure that microphone's off. And a first pitch strike there by Kyle Glagowski, joining us tonight from the Clearwater Threshers over in the Phillies minor league organisation before he goes on to play for the Auckland Tuturoa over in the ABL. And starts where he left off when last time I saw him pitch here with an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. He certainly throws with heat. Does young Kyle. Some may recall that he was the young fella that played for New Zealand in the Baseball World Classic when he was still in high school back in about 2 or 3 years ago now. Misses high and outside there for ball 2. I think that evens the count at 2-2. No, I got 1 ball, 2 strikes on here. Maybe it's 2-2. You just lost it.
I didn't touch anything.
It wasn't you.
You sure?
It was Declan.
And called out there on strikes.
He's out.
And Travis Bazana called out there on strikes for the first out of the innings. To the plate, the centre fielder, Tyler Schmidt. Yeah, it is.
You okay with it?
Yeah. Do you want to turn off for me? Should be charged now. And Sky's one there out to the left. Rickson Wingrove is coming across. Looks like he will run out of room and the ball is over the fence for a foul. And a swing and a miss there for strike 2 on Tyler.
You guys need anything?
I think that finds himself in an 0-2 hole here, does Tyler Schmidt. And gets him swinging down low for strike 3. And a swinging strike out there to Tyler Schmidt. Brings to the plate the Ryde designated hitter, Matt O'Neill. So Matt O'Neill in the designated hitter role tonight. Been around baseball a long time, especially with the Ryde Club, one of their stalwarts. Does a lot of work for the club, one of their true workers. Misses low and inside on the first pitch. And again, misses low and inside. That one was much closer than the first, but still no call there from Bobby Crawford. So Kyle now finds himself down in a bit of a hole here, 2-0 down. And one up the middle there by Matt O'Neill.
The second camera isn't online. No, because it showed up at the black screen.
And a single up the middle there to Matt O'Neill. Puts a runner on 1 with 2 out. Brings to the plate the catcher, Travis Tanaka. If we do that, yeah, that camera's out. Camera's out at the moment down the first baseline, so we won't go to pitcher-in-pitcher or switch over. I think we did switch over, but there was a black screen there. Apologies for that. And takes one low for ball 1. Another one low and outside for ball 2.
He's everything with that, Arnie. Push the button.
You hold the button now. Okay, it's not doing anything now.
No, I'm not touching it.
Oh, okay.
And gets a called strike there.
Somewhere 69 is there.
2 balls, 1 strike here on the Ryde catcher.
Then you just press it.
Misses downstairs for 3-1. Looked close, but the Jackson Smith, the catcher there, dropped the ball, didn't get the call. Kyle looked like he wanted it, but there's no rule that if it's not caught, you don't get it. But yeah, you need to give the umpire a good look, and didn't get the call that time. 3-1. Misses again downstairs for ball 4. So base on balls there to Travis Tanaka. Puts runners on 1 and 2 with 2 out. Brings to the plate left field Nick Dimmers. We got that camera up? No.
We do.
Oh, we do. So it looks like we have the second camera back up when we need it. We'll go to picture in picture now, I think. Yep. So you can see the runner up there on 1. Runners on 1 and 2. And one back up the middle there is not taken cleanly by Kurt Eden at second base. It bounces away from him. Ball gets away from Kurt Eden there at second base to load him up. 2 out. Brings to the plate right field Harry Mahoney. Misses low again. We just get the radar here on Kyle. Let's see what he's throwing in a moment. $84-mile-an-hour fastball there. As I said earlier, Kyle starting here tonight for the Central Coast Marlins, having just come back from the minors in America, pitching with the Clearwater Threshers, the Class A advanced team for the Philadelphia Phillies with whom he signed. Started the season in Class A, but after an excellent start, I think he went 4-1, moved up to Clearwater Threshers. And in his very first outing, actually, for Clearwater Threshers, threw a combined no-hitter with the Clearwater Threshers through 9. I think he threw 5 of them for no hits. And then another pitcher threw 3 innings in relief, and their closer through the 9th. So I think it was their first no-hitter for a long time. And in his very first appearance there, he... And a single there to left field by the Ryde hitter. Plates 2 runs for the Ryde Hawks. Ryde now leading 2-0. Finds the outside corner there for strike 1. And another hit out there to fence. And another hit out there to left field by the first baseman, Matt Nixon, plates another run for the Ryde Hawks. Ryde now leading 3-0. Now hitting for the Ryde Hawks, the third baseman, Bass Matthews. So Central Coast Marlins find himself in a bit of early trouble here, down 3-0. And that one gets away from the catcher as well and bounces up the first base line where it's picked up by Taylor Clemencia, the first baseman. Ryde now leading 4-0. And nice range there by the centre fielder, Michael Campbell. Takes the catch out at deep left centre, but not before the Ryde Hawks have plated 4 runs in the bottom of the first innings here to take... in the top of the first innings here to take a 4-0 lead. Innings, who do we have? Let's see. We have catching, Travis Tanaka. First base, Matt Nixon. Second base, Louis Back. Third base, Bass Matthews. Shortstop is Travis Bazzana. Left field, Nick Dimmers. Centre field, Tyler Schmidt. And right field, Harry Mahoney. On the mound for the Ryde Hawks, the starting pitcher is Ben McKendall. Leading off for the Central Coast Marlins is the right fielder, Damien Rutherford. So Marlins looking to pull this lead back straight away. Won't be happy giving up a 4 spot in the first innings there, and Damien Rutherford takes one inside for ball 1. Comes back there with a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Damien Rutherford. And Damien Rutherford flies out there to left field for the first out of the innings. 1 away. Brings to the plate the designated hitter tonight, Jake Amos. So young Jack Amos here tonight in the designated hitter role. Probably mainly because he will take over as the relief pitcher here when Jack Legowski is finished. And that one is fouled off deep on the right side, but not before about 5 people have all run to the fence looking for it. Including our base coach, Scotty Deeks, trying to get out of the way with a Ryde runner, trying to get around, trying to get through him. So he ended up in the Ryde dugout to get out of the way of that. So, but no harm done. It's just a big strike. So Amos finds himself down here, 0-1. Misses outside there and evens it up at 1-1. Jack Amos lines one out there to right field, but it looks like it will be easily covered inside the fence here. And Jake Amos flies out there to right centre for the second out of the innings. With 2 away, brings to the plate the centre fielder, Michael Campbell. And a called strike there on Michael Campbell for a 1-1 count. Michael Campbell looking to get things going here for the Central Coast Marlins. Find himself 2 out, 4 behind early in the game. The Ryde pitcher here, Ben McKendall, who started Wednesday night, is also, I measured him Wednesday night. He also throws a pretty hard fastball. He's up at around 86 at the moment. And very consistent. There was another 86 mile an hour fastball low in the zone. Missed low. And Michael Campbell fouls off there to the left side. Takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on Michael Campbell. Sorry, 2 balls and 2 strikes, I see. 84 mile an hour fastball there. So throwing consistently around the mid-80s. We'll measure Kyle if he goes back out in the next inning, see if he can hit 90. I believe he certainly does.
His highest was not 89.
Glogowski.
Oh, yeah, Kyle.
It's
Here for the for the Ryde Hawks is the second baseman in this game, Louis Back, who started in the under-18s this morning at shortstop. So it's been a long day for this young man. And gets a low strike there. Get a speed on that.
Misread that one.
No. So he's trying to get some speeds here on the pitching. No. Said 78. That was not 78. And Louis back flies one off there out behind us over the back fence for a foul, which takes the count here to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Louis. Sorry, 2-2. My mistake. Scoreboard just updating now. And a hit up there to third base. Rickson Wingrove takes it nicely and fires across to first base in time for the first out of the innings. Louis back out there on the 5-3 play through third base to first base for the first out of the innings. Takes us back to the top of the Ryde order. The shortstop, Travis Bazana. Catch the outside there for a called strike. 77 mile an hour breaking ball there. Another breaking ball. But misses low and inside that time. Evens the count at 1-1. Another breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike here now on the batter. And double hit there, foul. Evens the count at 2-2. I assume the stream's coming through quite okay. Jivo or someone, if you're online, can you just shoot us a message to confirm that you can hear and see well? So 2-2 count here on the batter. Looking to retire the side in order this time, but goes low there for a ball. So takes us out to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes here on the Ryde shortstop. Thank you, Jivo. And a hit up the middle there to the right shortstop, Travis Bazana. Puts a runner on 1. And with 1 out, brings back to the plate the centre fielder, Tyler Schmidt. So Tyler up to bat here for the second time in the game. Struck out swinging in the first at bat. Actually, I recall now both batters struck out in the top of the right order, but then with a 2-out rally, they scored 4 runs. Runner goes, throws over. Is it in time? No, it bounces, but it probably wasn't in time. Jackson Smith, of course, hasn't caught in first grade for a number of years. He used to be one of the best young catchers here on the coast, well, in country, actually, or in the state. Went over to college, played some college ball, and unfortunately came back with an injured shoulder and has been unable to catch for a few years as he flies out here to the left field where Dave Manuel takes a comfortable catch. Tyler Schmidt flies out there to Dave Manuel at left field for the second out of the innings. Brings back to the plate for the second time tonight the Ryde designated hitter, Matt O'Neill. So 2 out here. Matt O'Neill started the rally in the first innings, looking to do the same again, but not with a swing like that this time he won't. Seemed to get caught up there and the whole body went round with the bat. So I know Matt hits a lot better than that. That was probably not his best swing, but all it is a strike. It's one thing about baseball. Unlike cricket, you're out, you're out. Baseball, you get to fight on for a little while at least. See what the velocity is here. The velocity may have had something to do with it. It's only 75, that one. I don't know what the first one was, but that evens the count at 1-1. So I'm just told by my son Kieran, who's sitting here with us in the box, and we should have a whole team here in the commentary box tonight. And takes one low on inside there for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. We actually have Alex Kovac, Luke Kovac's younger brother, here on the console. Kieran Johnston doing the stats. Declan Johnston doing the scoreboard. And Jay Dodson just being annoying, but she's moved actually, so she's not here anymore. Takes another one. No, called strike there. Matt O'Neill not happy with the call there. I thought it was actually a bit low as well, but not a great spot here to judge, but Matt certainly did. So evens the count at 2-2. And a swing and a miss there for strike 3. So Matt O'Neill goes down swinging. And Matt O'Neill goes down swinging there for the 3rd out of the innings. Brings to a close the top of the 2nd innings with no further damage. But Ryde Hawk still leading here, 4 runs to 0. Just for those. For the Central Coast Marlins is the 3rd baseman tonight, Rickson Wingrove. And one up high and outside there for ball 1. Nixon just got something in his eye there. Just takes a moment to clear it. And a swing and a miss there, or a foul tip actually through to the catcher for strike 1, evens the count. Got a huge crowd here tonight at the ballpark. As I said, we had festivities earlier on, but there's probably 200 people here, I'd say, tonight. And Rickson Wingrove flies out there to the fence at left field for the 1st out of the bottom of the 2nd innings. Brings to the plate the first base, Taylor Clemencia. So Taylor Clemencia, our import this evening, or our import this season, I should say, from the Netherlands. two-way player, formerly pitched in the Minnesota Twins organization in the minor leagues in America for 2 years, as I've mentioned a few times. Signed as an outfielder who did a bit of pitching from the Dutch under-23 sort of teams. Came out here to do some pitching, but has done a bit of pitching, but has also played a lot of two-way baseball, filling in at first base and closing out a number of games. For those that are from New South Wales country, and I think the country team over that travels over, plays at Cairns and then goes over and plays in Prague at Baseball Week in Prague in Czechoslovakia. The last couple of seasons, I think they played the Netherlands team in the grand final over there in the Prague Invitational. Actually beat the Netherlands team in the preliminary rounds, but the Netherlands beat them in the final. Taylor was a member of that team that played against the country team. So he's played against quite a few of our players on a previous occasion already.
European All-Stars, not Netherlands.
I apologise. I'm just told it was for the European All-Stars, not the Netherlands national team. He has actually played for the Netherlands under-23s team, the national age team. And spent 2 years in the Twins organisation playing rookie ball. And a swing there for strike three, thrown out up at first base. Actually did play in the Twins organisation with young Lachlan Wells, who most people will know from the Newcastle area. Played junior ball with Central Coast Marlins up to State Cup under-16s, and then played New South Wales State League with the Balcombe Hills Club. But Taylor also did play some baseball over there with Lachlan, as Lachlan was starting off in the Twins organisation. Now hitting for the Central Coast Marlins, the second base, Kurt Boof Eden. So Kurt Eden now hitting here, finds himself down, I think. I think it's 0-2. There's no ball and strikes on there at the moment. Sets up outside, but misses outside. So I'm pretty sure it was 0-2. The pitcher thought he had him there, but didn't get the call from Bobby Crawford. It was very close to the outside edge, and the catcher had set up there specifically, which he does again, but that one's definitely up in the zone. So that one misses and evens the count at 2-2. Ryde Hawks again looking to retire the Central Coast Marlins in order here in the bottom of the second. And that's one in the dirt. Takes us out to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Kurt Eden. Lights are just starting to take effect here. Twilight on the Central Coast. And a swing and a miss there by Kurt Eden. And a swing and a miss there by Kurt Eden. So the Central Coast Marlins are retired again in order in the bottom of the second innings, with the Ryde Hawks still leading 4-0. Just in the break, just want to mention another one of our sponsors tonight, ASN, Australian Sports Nutrition, out there at Erina. One of our new sponsors on board this year for all your nutritional needs, your supplements, etc., etc. Get out there to ASN. They're proud suppliers of the pre-workout, workout, supplement gear to most of our guys. You often catch Michael Campbell in there getting his supplement needs. So highly recommended. They've come on board. So as I say, help support our sponsors the way they support us. Not only are they supporting the club, they're also supporting you individually. If anyone goes in there and mentions the Marlins, they'll give you an extra 10% off your purchase. Not that matters. Sports nutrition is one of those products where I think you're after best advice, not best price. So go in there, see Danny, and get the right advice. Don't go and buy it at the local supermarket or not know what you're taking. Go in there, see Danny, see about your specific personal needs, and he'll fix you up with the best product at the right price for your individual needs. With that, we have a defensive change here for the Central Coast Marlins. Jake Amos replaces Kyle Glogowski on the mound for the Central Coast Marlins, which also means he will come into the game from the designated hitter role and bat for himself. So leading things off here for the Ryde Hawks in the top of the third innings is the catcher, Travis Tanaka. So Travis Tanaka here, leading things off for the Central Coast Hawks. Sorry, for the Ryde Hawks. My apologies. Both teams. And hits one through the left side there. And Travis Tanaka hits one through the left side infield there for a single, putting a runner on one with none out. Brings to the plate the left fielder tonight, Nick Dimmers. Should have bunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Nick Dimmers finds his way through to first base there with a successful bunt down the third base line. Puts runners on 1 and 2. And none out. Brings to the plate right field Harry Mahoney. No doubt bunt again here, I'm sure.
No, I don't think so.
No. So another bunt, and no one's covering first base. Not sure what happened there. And a mix-up there in the field with no one covering first base. The runner successfully advances. So we again find ourselves with loaded bases, none out. To the plate, first base, Matt Nixon. Called strike there in the bottom of the zone. Misses high. And yes, he does. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the right hitter. Jake Amos looking to fight back here. Finds himself with loaded bases, none out. Corners playing in. Center's middle infield playing back, looking for the double play. And flies out there. Sorry, fouls out. Flies one out there on the left side for a strike. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's the what? I think it's still 1 and 2.
Misses low and outside there for ball 2. Evens the count at 2 and 2. Okay, Amos looking for an out here. Matt Nixon caught out there on strikes for the first out. Loaded bases, 1 out. Now hitting Bass Matthews.
Fly out last time. RBI.
Flew out in the previous innings for a sac fly RBI. And Jackson Smith covers the ball nicely there, keeps it between his legs. Loaded bases, anything past him is a run here. Unlike Ryde, there is a decent back area here. So a ball past the catcher will score. The Ryde home ground doesn't have a very large back area, so you don't often score there on a pass ball. Misses outside for ball 2. And again, misses down low for ball 3. So Jake Amos finds himself in a hole here. Down 3-0. I assume the hitter has a red light. So keep the bat in his pocket, and which he does. And Jake Amos manages to throw a strike down the middle. So gets a counter there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Looking for another strike here to keep the batter finally alive. And which he does. Puts one past the bat there. Takes us out to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looking for the second out of the innings. And he gets it with a foul tip through to the catcher. And with a foul tip through to the catcher there on a swinging strike 3, we have the second out of the innings. Bases still loaded. To the plate. Second base, Louis back. Jake Amos looking to fight his way out of this hole here. Had the bases loaded at none out. Now got 2 out. And a called strike there. 2 pitches away from here from fighting his way out of a very deep hole. And takes a high one there for ball 1 to even it up 1-1.
Someone say you didn't do it or something.
No, I've just got it here. I did find it. And swings it a high one there, Louis back. I think that would have been called a ball by Bobby Crawford there, but some batters have their wheelhouse, and he may like it high, and took a swing at it with loaded bases. Not a bad idea. They have a 4-run lead, so it can be. And there's. And a called third strike there, retires Louis back. So after finding himself in a hold with loaded bases, none out, Jake Amos fights his way out with no further runs. Ryde still leading here, though, after 3 in the middle of the third. 4 runs to 0. Just on the last one there, just to finish off with ASN, just to give the address so everyone knows. Shop, just with the helicopter there, hope you can hear me. Shop 3, 210, the entrance road Erina over here on our right, over at the front of Erina there. You'll find ASN, and as I mentioned, anyone who goes in and mentions Marlins, any Marlins player, family or friend, you'll get the support we do. You'll get 10% discount in store on anything you order.
Pretty little game without the first.
So Jackson Smith, the catcher tonight, leading off proceedings here in the bottom of the third innings. Central Coast Marlins looking to narrow that gap, trailing 4-0 after the first innings, where Ryde put on a 4 spot after being 2 down. The Ryde pitcher here still hitting the mid-80s, Ben McKendall. As I mentioned on Wednesday night, he is an import, and they're only allowed 9 innings by an import, so presumably he went, I think, 5 maybe on Wednesday night, and I think the other import may have gone an inning, so I presume he won't have too many more. But I could be wrong there. We'll find out soon enough. So Jackson Smith in a hole here at 0-2. And misses one. Lets one go there down low. Managed to hold back. Catcher tagged the runner just in case he did swing, but the Paul Jones up the first base line there said no, he didn't, but that time he certainly did. So Jackson Smith goes down swinging. And Jackson Smith goes down swinging there for the first out of the bottom of the third innings. Sorry, the first out of the bottom of the third innings. To the plate, the left field, David Manuel. David Manuel flies out there to left field for the second out of the innings. So the 2 leadoff hitters again retired in order here in the bottom of the third. 2 out. To the plate, batting in the number 9 hole is the shortstop, Tristan Watts. So Tristan Watts here batting in the 9 hole. Takes one high for ball 1. And a called strike there evens the count, 1-1. Just misses low and outside for ball 2. Ben McKendall, the right pitcher here, does work quite fast. Gets the ball back and gets into his motion quite quickly. And a swing and a miss there, or maybe there was a foul tip by Tristan Watts. Finds a 2-2 count. So 2-2. Tristan hits to right field. So Tristan Watts flies out there to right field for the third out of the innings, which means the Marlins' first 9 batters have been retired in order through 3 innings. Ryde Hawks still leading 4 runs to 0. Song.
Cool. Fine.
Back here in the top of the 4th innings. Who is it? Can't see. I didn't see the number. Dimmers.
78.
57, I think.
73. They're back to the top of the order.
Want me to go to the right to make sure?
No, he'll turn. Is it? Okay.
No, it's 73.
We're back to the top of the order here for Ryde. The shortstop, Travis Bazzana. So Travis Bazzana back to the top of the Ryde order. Ryde going through their order for the third time. Central Coast Marlins so far been retired in order. First 9 batters. Takes a high one there. I believe that's 2 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Might be wrong. I'll wait for Bobby to make a call in a moment. Misses outside and low there. 3 balls, 1 strike, I believe. So 3 balls, 1 strike here on the batter. And fouls one back there into his foot or into the catcher's foot to take us to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Young Jake Amos looking to avoid the trouble he's got into here in the first couple of innings, putting runners on, particularly the last innings, but fought his way out. That's a hit to Kurt Eden at second base, and he's in time. Travis Bazzana grounds out there to second base in the 4-3 play for the first out. Now hitting for the third time this evening is the centre fielder, Tyler Schmidt.
0 for 2, strikeout, fly out.
Sorry?
0 for 2, strikeout, fly out.
Tyler Schmidt had put up some pretty good numbers for the season. I mentioned on Wednesday night, hitting at about $4.50. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and a strikeout. Looking to bunt here, but the ball flies past him to the back fence. So looking at an attacking bunt there. There's obviously no one on base. But the ball was very high. So ball 1 on the batter. And that misses well and truly outside as well. Ball 2. And another one well above the Jake Amos's radar seems to have stopped operating. Those last 3 pitches are missed by a long way. There's a free one here, 3-0. And that's much better. Gets back into the zone there for a called strike. So only a temporary blip in the radar, but was well and truly out there for a moment. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and it looks like another counter. Will there be room here? No, it's over the left field fence for a foul. So Tyler Schmidt now finds himself facing a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. After starting with 3 quite wild pitches. And that one's fouled off as well behind us. So again, Tyler Schmidt facing a full count. And misses high and outside there for a ball 4. So, and a full count walk there to Tyler Schmidt. Brings back to the plate the designated hitter, Matt O'Neill. So a full count walk there to Tyler Schmidt. Puts him on base for the first time this evening, I believe. And bring back to the plate the designated hitter, Matt O'Neill, who started the first innings rally, which ended up with that 4-run spot in the first innings after the first 2 batters for the Ryde Hawks were retired in order. Both struck out. Runner goes. Ball's down low, and that throw is way over the heads of the runners into the outfield, but Michael Campbell reads it well and was already on his way in. So the runner Seeing Michael Campbell closing in on the ball and knowing Michael Campbell's arm did not advance to 3, probably quite wisely. But young Jake Amos does find himself behind here 2-0. And that one missed, but it broke a mile, that ball. No one seemed to know where it went. It started the centre of the plate and broke well inside. Quite late too. If that was in the zone, it would have been a very hard pitch to hit, but dropped away inside. And there's a base on balls to Matt O'Neill. And a base on balls there to Matt O'Neill. Puts runners on 1 and 2 with 1 out to the plate. The catcher, Travis Tanaka. Sorry? Okay. And the runners go. Matt O'Neill caught between, looking at the runner on 1. Oh. Ball gets away there for another run across the plate. Ryde now leading 5 runs to 0. Don't know if it was deliberate then or not, but obviously the throw over caught Matt O'Neill between 1 and 2. But not sure it was meant to be deliberate, but did get himself in a rundown. The runner from 3 went to home. The ball went over to Rexon Wingrove at 3, who threw to home. Would have been in time, but was way over the head of Jackson Smith, unable to take the ball cleanly. So the run did score. A nice take there by the shortstop. And a nice play there by the shortstop, Tristan Watts. Makes the throw over to 1 for the second out of the innings. With 2 out, runner in the scoring position at third base. To the plate, Nick Dimmers. I've got to make an announcement about food before we play music. Jake Amos again finds himself in a hole here, down 2-0. Just missing on the inside there. Again misses inside, finds himself down 3-0. Misses high for a ball 4. So base on balls there to Nick Dimmers, puts runners in the corners, 2 out. Brings to the plate the right fielder, Harry Mahoney.
Do you have any other questions?
And we have a visit here from the Central Coast manager, Sean Smith, going out to speak to the pitcher. While we do that, I've just been notified by the canteen. Anyone that was very important announcement. Anyone that was waiting on chicken burgers at the canteen, I understand they are now ready. So if you're waiting on food at the canteen, I understand they are now restocked and ready for you over there at the canteen. Just don't eat them all. I need one before I go home. So the visit is over. As I mentioned before, we have runners at the corners, 2 out. So visit there by Sean Smith. Jack Amos staying on. Runners in the corners, 2 away. Just misses high there for ball 1. Young Mahoney, quite a tall batter, so quite a large zone there, but didn't quite manage to find the top of the zone. That's a better pitch there for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1 on the knees. Seems like the crowd here at the ballpark was probably not quite anticipated the amount of food that's been eaten. And a runner goes on 2 on a hit and run, and that looks like it is going to land safely.
You're allowed to do that. What do you do? Faked it. Can't fake the ball.
So the hit and run successfully executed there out to left centre. Plates another run for the Ryde Hawks, now leading 6 runs to 0. And a called strike there on the first baseman, Matt Nixon. So Matt Nixon now finds himself down 0-1. Again, runners in the corners, 2 out. But Ryde have played at 2 more runs this innings, now leading 6 runs to 0. Runner again goes at 2, throw is over. This time it is in time, I believe. Yes, it is. And that time the throw over is in time, catches the stealing runner at second base for the 3rd out of the innings, brings to a close the top of the 4th, but not before the Ryde Hawks have plated 2 more runs to now lead 6 runs to 0. Music. So Damien Rutherford leading off here, the bottom of the 4th innings. Out of interest, I'm just playing around here. We normally have the two camera mics turned off so we don't get the ballpark sounds. But I've just turned them back on to see what it's like. So we also have the mics mixed with the commentary. It sounds like it might be a little bit too much. But if anyone's out there and wants to let us know, well, maybe when we get a hit. Jivo, if you can still hear me okay. I think it's only the microphones on the cameras at the moment. I will get some bullet mics so we can be a little bit more targeted straight out to the field. And a swing and a miss there by Damien Rutherford, goes down swinging. So Damien Rutherford goes down swinging there for the first out of the 4th innings. Brings back to the plate the now pitcher, Jake Amos.
So you're playing around with that?
Yeah, just turn the scorers one off. Sorry, I just turned the scorers, the one right behind the mic in front of the scorers HUD off. And I've left the other one on, but I'm not really getting any sound from that. So, yeah, Gee, we just had a bit of echoing on mobile. I think that was probably right. I might play around with that and maybe get a bullet mic on that camera so we can point it directly out into the batter's box, so we get the sound of the glove and the sound of the hit. At the moment, we're using sort of a stereo mic here in the commentary booth, and that's what's picking up all of the surround sound. So a bit of experimentation going on here, but trying to bring you the best product possible. And Jake Amos puts one through the left side infield there for a single to be the first base runner this evening for the Central Coast Marlins, and I believe break up the no-hitter. So with one away, runner on one. Brings to the plate the centre fielder, Michael Campbell. So we have the pitcher operating there, which looks good. Quite a very pleasant night here. The wind that we had earlier, I mentioned, has died down, so it's a very still night here at Springfield Baseball Park, and the mist that we had earlier also seems to have largely gone away. So quite a pleasant night here. We're all sitting in the commentary box in shorts and t-shirts, enjoying this game under the fine lighting facility we now have here on the Central Coast, one of the probably the premier ground in the State League competition, other than the Blacktown Olympic Park, of course. I think there's an all-round package here with the field shape, size, quality of the diamond and the grass, and the quality of the lights offers one of the best products in the State League. Checks the runner there over at one, who safely back. Okay, sorry, just a slight interruption there, just checking something. And Michael Campbell hits one up the middle there, looking for the double play. The first one is there and makes the second one. So Ryde Hawks there with the 6-2-3 double play, I believe it was. Closes down the top of the fifth innings with the Ryde Hawks still leading 6-0. Jake.
Start talking, and you adjust this.
Leading off proceedings here in the top of the fifth innings for the Ryde Hawks. Who is it? 74. And Matt Nixon takes one down there low for ball one. And a swing and a miss there for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. Just going to put the radar gun here on young Amos. 85-mile-an-hour fastball there, but low and outside. Pretty consistent here. Young Jake only really started pitching this year, but regularly is throwing there in the mid to high 80s. Bit high there, ball three. So 3-1 hitters count here for Matt Nixon. Presume he'll have a green light, but takes a high ball four. Lead off base on balls there to Matt Nixon, puts a runner on one with none out. To the plate, Baz Matthews.
If you're a bit quiet, just turn that up.
And a called strike there. So working in front this time, 0-1. Starting to obviously get dark here. The Mozzies are starting to come in. And Mrs. Hine outside there evens the count, 1-1. Apologies if you hear the spray. I'm just going to put some... Apologies, I just cut myself an error guard and didn't realise that young Alex Kovac beside me actually has asthma, so I had to jump up out the way, so we just turn the volume down there so we don't do any damage. And a single up the middle there to Bass Matthews. Puts runners on 1 and 2 with none out. And we again have a visit here from the Central Coast manager, Sean Smith. So Sean Smith looks like he's taking the ball this time off young Jake Amos, who looks to be going to second base, and Kurt Eden coming onto the mound, I would assume, the way everyone seems to be moving around out there, but we'll have confirmation of that in just a moment. Looks like we have a defensive change here for the Central Coast Marlins, the way everyone's moving. I'm assuming Jake Amos has gone to second base and Kurt Eden has come to the mound. Thank you. So Kurt Eden will be continuing proceedings here for the Central Coast Marlins in the top of the fifth innings. We have runners on 1 and 2, none out. And hitting for the Ryde Hawks will be the second base, Louis Back. So Louis Back again up to bat here in the number 9 hole for the Ryde Hawks. I think he was from memory, he was the leadoff batter and shortstop in the under-18s. So as I mentioned, been a long day for the young man. And a pretty decent day too. Kurt Eden starts by checking the runner at 2. So for 2 here in first grade, Louis back. And again, Boof pivots and checks the runner at 2. Boof, of course, for those that don't know, being Kurt Eden, who's now pitching for the Marlins. And foul, and bunts foul there up in the air, but Jackson Smith, the catcher, was unable to get a read on which direction the ball had gone and was unable to take the catch. So Ryde Hawks, again, looking to play small ball here. They've pretty much done that all night. Once they've had runners on, they've looked to bunt. Have bunted both defensively and offensively on a number of occasions here to advance runners. Will they do that? Will they do it again here? I assume they will. Yes, they will. And again, bunts foul. So one would assume now with 2 strikes on him that it's shut the door on that option for the Ryde Hawks. But you never know. I've certainly seen our own Dan Rogers be instructed to bunt on 2 strikes. He's a very good bunter of the ball and a very fast runner, so often finds himself on base from an offensive bunt. Looking to move the runners around here and flies out foul over the fence behind us for count remains here 0-2. Does show bunt, as I said, and does find himself out, funnily enough. So similar tactic to what we had said. I'm not sure I would have done that. I think either the first bunts were particularly solid, for the want of a better word, but went the bunt on strike 3, took the risk and fouled off, and the batter is out. Louis back out there on a foul bunt for the 3rd strike. Back to the top of the order, Travis Bazana. So we're back to the top of the right order here. I think it's the 4th time through the lineup. And a breaking ball there catches the outside edge for a cold strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Misses outside there for a ball. So I think that's now 2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike now. So Kurt Eden finds himself in a bit of a hole here. He has 2 on already. Runners on 1 and 2. And that flies. Will it be an infield fly or is it too deep? No, they're going to give an infield fly. And the catch was taken. It did end up deeper than it may have seemed. They had caught infield fly, so under the rules, the batter would have automatically been out even if it wasn't caught, but it was caught by Dave Manuel there at left field. The shortstop, Tristan Watts, was unable to make the ground back to that ball. And the infield fly there called, but the catch taken by left field. So 1 away, runners on 1 and 2. Tyler Schmidt. And one here flies out to third base.
It was 2 out.
My apologies, it was 2 out. And Tyler Schmidt flies out there to Rickson Wingrove at third base for the 3rd out. So with middle of 5th innings here in the book, Ryde Hawks still lead 6 runs to 0. Declan music.
make a memory in this.
Leading things off here for the Central Coast Marlins in the bottom of the fifth innings is the third baseman, Rickson Wingrove. So Rickson Wingrove here looking for his first hit of the evening. Takes one outside for ball one. Again, takes one out, another one outside for ball two. As I mentioned during the week, Rickson Wingrove back from playing in the Phillies Gulf West team, I think, from memory, this season in the rookie ball minor league competition, where he basically topped the batting stats through the league, not the team, through the league for most stats. Was batting over $3 for most of the season. Ended up at $2.98, which is still a fantastic number over there batting in that league, but led the league in RBIs, I think, or at least in the top 5 in RBIs, home runs, batting average, runs, hits, I think almost every stat, and actually made the All-Star lineup, the end-of-season All-Star lineup for the league. So a fantastic breakout season there by Rickson Wingrove over in the US this season. And obviously going back again, or coming back to Australia now and playing in the ABL with the Adelaide Giants. And Rickson Wingrove out there on the foul tip third strike for the first out in the bottom of the fifth innings. And looks like we have a visit here from the Ryde manager, Matt O'Neill. And we will have a change on the mound.
That's what I was looking at as well.
So nice outing there by the Ryde pitcher, Ben McKendall, through 5 1/3 innings.
You want to do something? Like,
Number 71, Daryl Smith.
Just while we're here, the lucky number board has been 1 run and 1, and I understand the lucky number was number 71, which I believe was a Daryl Smith. Not sure who that is, but of course I do. It's Jackson Smith's dad. Apologies. Is that Liam Sainsbury? And now pitching for the Ryde Hawks is Liam Sainsbury. So change on the mound here for Ryde Hawks. It's one of the young under-18s, Liam Sainsbury, now on the
Third grade.
I believe he's an under-18. I think he actually played third grade today, not 18s, but I think he is an under-18s eligible player. Him and his brother, I think, both pitched, relieved each other in third grade. Didn't start, but through short relief in third grade. And now hitting for the Central Coast Marlins, the first baseman, Taylor Clemencia. Taylor takes one low and inside for ball one. As I mentioned earlier, Taylor is our import this year from the Netherlands. Young 22-year-old. Was signed and pitching with the Minnesota Twins in the US organization for a couple of years. Was released last year. plays in the Netherlands, I think, under-23 national team and the second tier national squad. When Netherlands, of course, are quite strong with a number of NBL players in their squad, but does play in the second tier squad and the age squad. And a base on balls there to Taylor Clemencia. So with one out, a runner on one brings to the plate the now pitcher, Kurt Eden. So Kurt Eden now to the plate with a runner on one. Central Coast Marlins. 5 innings are in the book, or 4 complete innings for the Marlins at least are in the book. Marlins will be looking to try and tag some of these runs back. Cannot leave it until the... And a quick visit here by Matt O'Neill. Very quickly came out then. Not sure what was wrong, but quite quickly came running out there. So I'm not sure if there seemed to be an injury or something, or... No, it looks like we're okay to proceed. So I'm not sure what the urgency was there, but Matt O'Neill, a very experienced manager, no doubt, saw something he wasn't comfortable with and wanted to get out there quickly. Whatever he said worked, so called strike there to young Sainsbury. So Kurt Eden now finds himself facing a 1-1 count. Taylor Clemencia with a nice lead over there on first base. Goes to the plate. Hits one back up the middle. The pitcher takes it.
Damn.
And Ryde Hawks there with the I think it was 1-6-3 double play. Maybe 1-4-3. I didn't quite catch who got the middle throw, but either way, a double play there brings the bottom of the 5th innings to a close with the Ryde Hawks still leading here, 6-0. Leading things off here in the top of the 6th innings for the Ryde Hawks is the designated hitter, Matt O'Neill. And takes a low ball there. I think that evens the count at 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Matt O'Neill. And another high one outside there for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. You can hear it doing it. And a called strike there, finds the bottom of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now here on Matt O'Neill. Third Eden looking to shut it down. Misses high and outside for ball 4. So full count walk there to Matt O'Neill. Puts a runner on 1 with none out. Brings to the plate the catcher, Travis Tanaka. So runner on first base. None away. And a swing there out to centre field. Michael Campbell comes in, takes a fantastic catch in front of him. And a nice catch out there at centre field by Michael Campbell coming forward. Gives the Central Coast their first out of the innings. Runner on 1, 1 out. Brings to the plate Nick Dimmers. Starting to get hard to see. No, that's right. And a hit there at shortstop, bounced away from him. Cannot get it cleanly in the glove on the backhand side. And Tristan Watts there, unable to take the ball on the backhand side for a single through the left side. Now puts runners on 1 and 2. None out. Who is it? I can't read this. It's getting so shadowy and dark. Has Harry Mahoney. Misses inside there for ball 1, so I think it's 1 and 1 now on the batter. Now hitting for the Ryde Hawks is Harry Mahoney, who I understand is 3 for 3 this evening. And might make it 4 for 4 on the... I can't really read these now. And a swinging strike there to, I believe, Matt Nixon. I can no longer actually read the player lineup here in the shadows. So no, it was a ball. So 2 balls only on the Ryde hitter, Matt Nixon. Loaded bases, again none out. So Central Coast looking to fight their way out of it again and find themselves in a none out, loaded bases hole. Jack Amos managed to fight his way out of it, I think, from memory, in about the 3rd or the 4th innings. So Kurt Eden trying to repeat the exercise here in the 6th. And he fouls one back there for a strike. So the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. And hits one up to first base there, who's to Taylor Clemencia, who takes the ball in foul territory. As called there by the home plate umpire, Bobby Crawford, with the ball being taken in front of first base. So the runners retreat back to their respective positions on loaded bases. And high and outside there for ball 3, I think. Could take us to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. And yes, he did. Might have been through the zone anyway, so. And Matt Nixon goes down there on strikes for the first out. Still have loaded bases here. 1 away. And Kurt Eden gets a breaking ball in there on the outside edge for a strike 1. You may notice we have young Alex was playing around here with some of the features on the audio mixer, and we put some filters in to take out some of the lower level background noise. Trust it sounds like a better product to you. If not, let me know. But we will add a bullet mic, so I think we can get, we don't really want the background noise of the crowd, but we can get some of the baseball noise. Someone just pointed to something at me. Top of the 6th innings, I'm not sure what they pointed at.
2 out.
That's 2 out. My apologies. I don't know. And that will be 3 out. My apologies, it was 2 out, so a strikeout there brings about the end of the 6th inning. So Central Coast Marlins have again managed to fight their way out of a loaded bases situation without any further damage, but the Ryde Hawks do still lead here, 6 runs to 0. So Jackson Smith leading off proceedings here in the bottom of the 6th innings. The Marlins looking to plate some runs. Find himself in a 6-run hole here, having went down 4 in the first innings, and I think went down another 2 in about the 5th innings. So in a 6-0 deficit, and quickly running out of innings. So need to start to peak some back here. And a called strike there evens the count at 1-1. And a high one there for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike here on Jackson Smith.
Let's run him.
Smith holds up on one there on the inside. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. And takes a high one there for ball 4. A lead-off base on balls there to Jackson Smith. Puts a runner up on 1 with none out. Brings to the plate. Left fielder this evening, Dave Manuel. Looks like we have some more activity up there in the Ryde bullpen. We also have activity over in the Central Coast Marlins bullpen, so may see some pitching changes soon here, maybe not. And 68 mile an hour, maybe a change up, I'm not sure there. It wasn't a breaking ball, might have been an off-speed pitch. Have another look now and see what young fella throws. Uh, 68 mile an hour fastball, so certainly not express, but he's not getting hit around here. He's doing quite a good job. Been pitched in 3rd grade and now come into 1st grade to pitch. And misses inside. So a second consecutive base on balls there. Puts runners on 1 and 2, and it looks like we have a visit to the mound and a call to the bullpen. So young Sainsbury goes out of the game. Ryde Hawk still maintaining a 6-0 lead. And the call to the bullpen. Is that Levian?
Levian.
Has brought to the mound Luke Levian. Also pitched here on Wednesday night. I think he threw first relief on Wednesday night. Throws a bit harder, obviously. He's just warming up there. Just took his speed about 80 mile an hour. 81 mile an hour, so consistently there in the low 80s. I think Ryde working on the principle here of varying between pitches, so looking for significant variation from one pitcher to the next, sneaking in the slower pitches between a couple of harder throwers. Chris Gossie there, come on boys. Chris probably at home resting his arm through a great complete game here today in the 2nd grade fixture, which Central Coast managed to win at the end, 7-2 after, I think, going into the last innings trailing 2-1. So nice comeback by the boys there in the 2nd grade fixture. And a great outing, complete game by Chris Goss on the mound. I think he threw about 105 pitches, I believe. So not here, sitting on the bench, as we often ask our players to do. But after throwing a complete game in 2nd grade, there's not a lot he can do other than go home and rest his wing for next week. Now hitting the shortstop, Tristan Watts. So now hitting for the Central Coast Marlins is the shortstop, Tristan Watts. Runners on 1 and 2, none out. Just have a moment, pause here, not sure why. And Tristan Watts watches a strike 1 there into the top of the zone. So 1-1 count here on Tristan. Central Coast Marlins looking to plate some of these runs, and a ball in the dirt there, but nicely covered by the catcher. I think it's 2 balls, 1 strike here, I believe. And a swing and a miss there will even it up at 2-2. So 2-2 count here. Runners looking to go. On a poke of the bat there by Tristan Watts. Not happy with himself, and it was probably a ball. I don't think it was going to be called. So, and Tristan Watts goes down there swinging for the first out of the innings. So with 1 out, runners on 1 and 2, we go back to the top of the order. The right fielder, Damien Rutherford. And Damien Rutherford takes a high one there for ball 1. And fouls one off there over the right field fence for strike 1. So 1-1 count now on Damien. Takes a low one there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And one in the dirt there. The ball gets away from the catcher. The runners will advance. So runners now in scoring position on 2 and 3. Damien Rutherford with a batter's count here, 3-1. We'll be looking to convert a couple of these runs, narrow the gaps. Central Coast still trailing 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning, so running out of innings to tag this lead back. Be looking to start the process here with at least a couple, I would imagine. Ryde Hawks looking to shut it down. Now lost the opportunity for the double play there. And Damien Rutherford fouls one back into the fence. Takes us out to our full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes now on the leadoff hitter. And Damien Rutherford goes down swinging there for the 2nd out. So with runners in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd, 2 away, brings to the plate Jake Amos. Okay, Amos looking to convert. Takes one upstairs, bit of chin music there, ducks away for a ball on the inside. And swings one there very high, well above the lights, but looks like the fielder's got a very good read on it anyway, which he does easily. So Jake Amos there flies out to centre field and ends the threat in the bottom of the 6th innings with Ryde with 6 completed. Going into the top of the 7th, Ryde still lead, 6-0. Sorry, I'm not even sure who's batting now. I'm having trouble reading reading these cards. They've sort of faded over time. My apologies, and we actually have we still have the scoreboard screen up, which we're just getting rid of. We'll get rid of soon. And there we go. So that was fouled back there to the back fence by the hitter, looking at his shirt is Louis back. So the number 9 hole hitter for the Ryde Hawks, and fouls another one back to the fence there. This one there to second base. Shortstop takes it nice and cleanly. So ground out there to Jake Amos at second base for the 4-3 play for the first out. The batter then, having trouble reading the lineup cards then, was Louis back. So it takes us back to the top of the Ryde order. Travis, which if I recall correctly, is Travis Bazana. So Travis Bazana here is now hitting. 1 out. And another ground out there to the 4-3 play by Jake Amos for the second out of the innings. Now to the plate, Tyler Schmidt. So 2 away. 2 ground outs there to second base, identical outs. Breaking ball misses high there outside for ball 1. And that one's wide outside for ball 2. Have you found take me out the ball there? Go to open up. Bat for the Central Coast Marlins, the centre fielder, Michael Campbell. Ryde Hawks still leading here, 6 runs to 0. So just done the 7th inning stretch there here at the ballpark, which is the only music I think we're allowed to play through the live stream, I believe. So Michael Campbell now in the batter's box, takes one low for ball 1. Finds the bottom of the zone there for a called strike, so evens the count at 1-1 on Michael Campbell. And fouls one away out the left field side there for a big strike. Takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We again have activity up in the Ryde bullpen. There's no activity over in the Central Coast bullpen at the moment. And Michael Campbell fouls another one off to the left side. Gonna have to use the and takes a high ball there. A high pitch outside for ball 2. Does Michael Campbell now facing a 2-2 count. And swings through one there to left centre for a single. And a single there to Michael Campbell out to left centre field. So with none out, runner on 1, brings to the plate the third base, Rickson Wingrove. So he puts one over here. We can narrow it to 6-2. So Rickson Wingrove looking to narrow the count here. Very still night. Don't think the ball's going to travel a particularly long way. So he's one player who can still put the ball over the fence here on a clean hit, but not tonight. Looks like with a double play. That's 4-6. Yeah. And the 4-6-3 double play there ends the threat of the base runner. Gives Ryde Hawks 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th innings. Brings to the plate the first base, Taylor Clemencia. Taylor takes a high one there for ball 1. And that's gone very high. They're all sort of circling. Someone's going to take it, and eventually someone came from somewhere and took it. I lost track of who was fielding where then, but and Taylor flies out very high there for the third out. So 7 innings are in the book, and the Ryde Hawks still lead 6-0. Ready. Taylor Clemencia finds the outside corner there for a called first strike. I think Matt O'Neill was too happy about it, but it looked as though it did catch the corner here. And I can hear happy birthday being sung here somewhere. So we've had Baby Shark and happy birthday, exactly what we like to hear, a family day out here at the ballpark. And now this time Taylor's not happy with the pitch, so guess that evens out there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Each one thought the other one was a strike, so it goes to show sometimes in baseball it is a sport of judgment calls, and probably evened out. So whatever they thought it should have been, ended up being, but that was certainly outside and low. So that's a ball on Matt O'Neill. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Misses high there for ball 3. So batters count here now. 3 balls, 1 strike. I assume Matt O'Neill will have a green light to swing if it's in the box, which he does do up to second base. First base comes across and pitcher's cover is not in time. Jackson Smith, though. Nice cover there by Jackson Smith. And the pitcher's cover there was unable to cover first base, so Matt O'Neill up to first base. Puts a runner on 1. None away, brings back to the plate. I believe it's the catcher, Tanaka. Is it actually Gaz? Oh, it is too. And a low one there through Jackson Smith's legs for a ball, and also a passed ball with Matt O'Neill moving over to second base. So in the top of the 8th innings here, Ryde still maintained this 6-0 lead, put on a 4 spot in the first innings and a 2 spot, I think, in the 4th or 5th innings. And a number of other base runners, Central Coast have fought their way out of other innings. It's been quite a dominant display. Central Coast have not had a lot of base runners. Central Marlins, Ryde Hawks certainly have dominated the hits column as well. But they also did that on Wednesday night until the last innings when Central Coast Marlins fought their way back and won in a walk-off. So they'll be looking to repeat that dose here this evening. And that one looks like it did catch the zone, which it did. So a called strike there. I think it takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. So 3 ball, 1 strike count here now on the batter. And sounds like our good friend Gary Harding, who's played with us the last couple of seasons, not playing this season, having had a couple of kids. Or a kid, I think. Do you have the twins? Gary have the twins? Can't recall. But not playing with us this season. Haven't seen him here a great deal, but he's here tonight. Very vocal spectator, and we can hear him behind us telling the umpires what he thinks, as he usually does. So full count now on the batter. None out. Runner in scoring position. Matt O'Neill over there on second base. Ryde Hawks looking to tag on another run here. Central Coast Marlins looking to shut down any further threat, and another foul. Made it the fence hard and bounced back, so I'd say that ball will be checked and maybe thrown out of the game. So the batter's still on a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think he's up to about a 7 pitch at bat. And a ball 4 there, misses outside. So full count base on balls there, puts runners on 1 and 2 with none away. Don't know who that is. Looks like we actually have activity now in both bullpens. I can see Luke Kovacs up in the and the double play there on the caught foul ball gives us 2 out. A runner over on second base. Matt O'Neill still in scoring position, but now with 2 away. And Mahoney brings back to the plate. Mahoney. And an inside pitch there for ball 1. Apologies, I'm not giving first names, but I can't read the sheet, and they've only got surnames on their jumper, which I can barely read. So we'll keep you informed about who's batting, but we don't intend any offence by just using surnames. But we've got to call what we can see. So called strike there, finds the inside corner for a called strike. So 1-1 count now on the batter. And Mrs. Lowen inside there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now on the batter here. Still a runner in scoring position. Matt O'Neill out there on second base. And an 82-mile-an-hour fastball there for a swinging strike 2. Evens the count, 2-2. And a swinging third strike there brings to a close the top of the 8th innings with the Ryde Hawks still leading here, 6 runs to 0. Get on mute. And a ball in the dirt there on the first pitch for a ball, and then a called strike at the bottom of the zone. So an 1-1 count here on Kurt Eden. Again finds the bottom of the zone for a called strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the now first baseman Kurt Eden. And a high pitch there for ball 2 evens it up at 2-2. So Kurt Eden facing a 2-2 count. We're looking to be a base runner. Central Coast Marlins now down to 6 outs to get these 6 runs back. That takes it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a base on balls there to Kurt Eden. And a lead-off base on balls there to Kurt Eden. Puts a runner on 1 with none out. And looks like we have a pinch runner here. Young Dr. Dan Rogers will be going out there to run for Kurt Eden. And now hitting for the Central Coast Marlins is the catcher, Jackson Smith. And down in the zone there for a ball one on Jackson Smith. And again low for ball two. And again for ball three down low. So 3 low pitches in a row there by the Ryde Hawks pitcher, Luke Levian. So Jackson Smith finds himself here 3-0. Jimmy has a red light, which he does, so he doesn't swing. Now has a 3-1 count, no doubt a green light. Looking for a hit or a base on balls, and he does swing at that pitch, which was through the zone. So he doesn't even the count, takes us to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and fouls one back there off the catcher's helmet. So Jackson Smith again finds himself here on a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runner goes, the ball's in the dirt. So base on balls there to Jackson Smith. Runner had gone, but a walk to Jackson Smith puts runners on 1 and 2, none away. And looks like we have a visit again here and a call to the bullpen, I assume. Call to somewhere. One of the bullpen's moving, so someone's coming from somewhere. Yep, here he comes. And looks like we do have a call to the bullpen by the Ryde manager, Matt O'Neill. You know who it is in just a moment. The Kento Camisaroi or something. I believe now pitching for Ryde Hawks is Kento Camisaroi. No one's correcting me, so I assume I'm right. So we have a change on the mound here for the Ryde Hawks. The young Kento Camisaroi, who pitches through a number of grades here with the Ryde side. I've noticed on the stat sheet. So obviously one of those clubmen that stays around all day and fills in as and when required. One of those valuable clubmen that you need in a club. So with that change in the mound, we have runners on 1 and 2, none out. Brings to the plate the left fielder, Dave Manuel. Said before, Central Coast Marlins down to 6 outs here to narrow this gap, currently trailing by 6 runs. We do have runners on 1 and 2 here, so scoring opportunity with none out. But we'll probably won't bunt here. We'll be looking for more than 1 or 2 runs. We'll want to plate a few runs here. I'm not sure what happened there. We just had a flash of the screen, but we're all good again. And a called strike there on the outside edge for strike 1. So 1-1 count here on Dave Manuel. So 1-1 count. And inside low there for ball 2. Pitcher certainly doesn't work as fast as the Ryde leadoff pitcher, who worked quite quick between pitches. Very deliberate, very careful here is Kento, looking around at the runners, looking at the batter. Quite a long time between pitches compared to that first pitcher. But that's the way baseball is. Some Dave Manuel also pulled away. It does seem quite a long time between pitches here, I must say. Don't have any time issues. We've got plenty of time this evening. We're in the bottom of the 8th innings. It's only 10-9. So another couple of hours easily here to complete the game. So there's not any time issues, but yeah, just very slow and deliberate pitching. And he managed to get one up the right field line here into the corner. They scatter in the Ryde bullpen. So one runner will cross the plate. The second runner is coming home, cross the plate, and Dave Manuel stands up on third base. A stand-up triple there up into the right field corner by Dave Manuel. Plates 2 runs and narrows the score now. Currently, Ryde Hawks 6, Central Coast Marlins 2. None away and a runner on third base in scoring position in the number 9 hole, the shortstop, Tristan Watt. So we narrow the score. We narrow the margin there by 2, as I was saying. Running out of time, but that certainly helps. Still a bit of a bridge to climb, though. Still 4 runs down here, down 6 runs to 2 in the bottom of the 8th. But runner in scoring position up on 3. If you can convert this run up there, at least halves the deficit this innings. But with none away, we might be looking to do a little bit better than that here. Ryde's certainly deep in their bullpen. I don't know if they have Todd Van Stensel available tonight to come in and close. That will certainly help them in the 9th innings if they do. There's someone warming up there now, which may in fact be TVS, as he's affectionately known. And a ball in the dirt there, but the catcher manages to keep it in front of him off the chest plate. Keeping the runner up there at third. And I just had pointed out to me quite correctly by Givo and Jason McAdam. Nice to see Jason watching there, who was our first grade starter last year. And a hit there by Tristan Watts out to left field will plate the runner from third base. So, and a single there by Tristan Watts out to left field plates the run from third base. Dave Manuel coming in to score, so the score is now narrowed. And Ryde Hawks 6, Central Coast Marlins 3. So they are correct, Jason and Givo. He is with Premier 12, which I didn't realise, which certainly will help Central Coast Marlins. Still need to score 3 runs here, and would certainly be a much more difficult job with Todd Van Stensel closing for the Ryde Hawks. And a hit to the left field fence there by Damien Rutherford for the first out of the innings. So with 1 away, runner on 1. Brings to the plate Jake Amos. We believe it may be Kyle Cross warming up down there in the Ryde bullpen. Kyle had previously played with the New South Wales country, and I think he played for Marlins. Certainly played juniors with Marlins. And there is a hit to right centre. Jake Amos flies out there to right field for the second out of the inning. So with now with 2 away, runner on 1, brings to the plate the centre field, Michael Campbell. So Central Coast Marlins have managed to halve the deficit here in the bottom of the 8th. Will we have another exciting walk-off like we did last night? On Wednesday night. We certainly hope so from our perspective. Ryde Hawks, though, looking to maintain this lead. They still have a 3-run lead, so there's still a big bridge to climb for the Central Coast Marlins. But it's certainly easier from 6-3 than 6-0 down where they found them, where they were a few moments ago. Checks the runner there at first. Tristan Watts safely back. No action up in the Central Coast bullpen, so I don't know if Luke Kovacs, who was warming up, will come out and pitch the top of the 9th, or they will stick with, I think it's Kurt Eden on the mound, isn't it? And there's a hit to second base. And Michael Campbell grounds out there to second base for the 4-3 out. Not before, though, the Central Coast Marlins have plated 3 runs in that innings and now close the deficit down. Ryde Hawks 6, Central Coast Marlins 3, going into the top of the 9th. Music, mute. Some defensive changes here for the Central Coast Marlins with the pinch runners and so forth in the bottom of the 8th innings there. Dan Rogers, who came into pinch run, is now fielding at second base. Rickson Wingrove has moved across to first base, which of course is where he does play for in the minor leagues in the US now. And Jake Amos has moved across from second base to third base. So my opinion is actually probably is the stronger looking infield to me, but I'm not the head coach. And fouls one off there over the left field fence. Finds himself down here 0-2. So Taylor Clemencia looking to shut this down with no further damage here and another one fouls back into the fence above the commentary position. So Taylor Clemencia looking to shut this down without any further damage. Having halved the deficit in the last inning, 6 runs to 3. Central Coast Marlins will be looking to come out and score 3 runs to tie it up, 4 runs to win. Ryde will certainly be looking for an insurance run here in the top of the 9th innings if they can get one, and that's a breaking ball in the dirt there for ball 1. Nice shape on that ball then. It was too low, but broke quite sharply. And we have action up in the Ryde bullpen again. Evens the count there at 2-2. Another one in the dirt there by Taylor Comencia down low, so takes it to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And started with 2 strikes, but unfortunately the batter go there. Had him 0-2 and a 4 straight balls for a walk there. So Taylor not happy with himself. And a base on balls there to the leadoff hitter for the Ryde Hawks. Puts a runner on 1 with none away. Runner goes. Batter swings and fouls back. So the runner will be reversing back to first base. And we have an 0-1 count on the batter. Runner goes again a swing. Jackson Smith can't find the ball there, which is down in the dirt. So batter finds himself in a hole here, 0-2. But the runner has moved across successfully to second base into scoring position with none out. Bullpen activity in the Ryde bullpen was short-lived there, threw a couple of pitches, and they've headed back down here to the dugout. So either he was already ready to go or they've changed their mind, and we will see the pitcher coming back out again for the bottom of the 9th. So batter here still finds himself on an 0-2 count. And a swing and a miss there for strike 3. And a swing and a miss there for strike 3. So that gives us the first out in the top of the 9th innings here. And we have a pinch hitter, I believe. That's right, Ewan Nay. This is down low there for ball 1. I think Ewan Nay's played just about every grade today, at least in grade, 3, 2, and 1. In some capacity. So another good club player there that's hung around all day and participated where needed. So 1 out, runner on 2. Ryde Hawks looking for an insurance run. Central Coast Marlins looking to get out there and bat with no further damage. And a swing and a miss there by Ewan Nay on a fastball through the bottom of the zone for a strike to even the count at 1-1. And And a low fastball there at 83 miles an hour. Misses the bottom of the zone for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now on the batter. And a swing and a miss there by Ewan Nay for strike 2. So 2-2. Count here on the batter. Taylor Comencia looking for the strikeout pitch here. And fouls one off over the fence behind us. So stays alive on a 2-2 count, does the Ryde hitter. Just looking around at the crowd, quite a few have stayed. Some have started to leave, but still more probably 100 people here watching the game. So that again takes us out to a full count, and we lose our pitcher, but we're back. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on the batter. So Taylor won't want to lose him here, and he doesn't. Strike 3 there for the second out of the innings. So with 2 away, runner on 2 in scoring position. To the plate, somebody. Brings to the plate somebody. Unfortunately, I can't. As I said, I can't read the name sheet anymore, and it's a left-hander, so I haven't even seen the number in any event. I think it's Nick Dimmers. They just from the calling out in the Ryde dugout. Apologies if I'm wrong. We'll find out shortly. Catches the outside edge there for strike 1. Number 73 it is. And I can't read the yellow sheet in this light, so unfortunately it's something we might have to look at. The yellow colour we get from scorers is very difficult to read under the artificial yellow sort of light. So not sure of our count. It says 1 strike there, but it's more than that. We'll see what it is in a moment when Bobby Crawford signal. Misses outside there for a ball. I think it might be 2-2. Certainly 2 balls. I couldn't see the right hand behind him. I think it was 2 strikes. We're back at the top of the order, are we? Sorry, it's Travis Bazzana hitting. And a swing and a miss there. So it must have been 2 balls, 1 strike. So that's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. On the Ryde leadoff hitter, Travis Bazzana, as I said earlier, who is batting quite well for the season. I know coming into this round he was batting over, I think, $4.50 or .46 or something, I think. I think he's 1 for 5 this evening, and he's called out there on strike. And Travis Bazzana called out there on strikes to bring to a close the top of the 9th innings. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Central Coast Marlins last chance here, 3 outs away. Currently trailing 6 runs to 3. the Ryde Hawks here in the bottom of the ninth inning. So, leading off for the Central Coast Marlins is the now first baseman, Rickson Wingrove. So, Rickson Wingrove leading off here for the Central Coast Marlins, 0 for 3 tonight. Was the first hit of the comeback on Wednesday night. Plated 2 runs. Takes one outside there for ball 1. So Rickson Wingrove here will be looking to get on base. And swings one there to centre field. And a nice catch there by the right centre fielder up hard against the fence. Rickson Wingrove goes down. Caught at centre field for the first out in the bottom of the ninth innings. And looks like we have a visit. That was a... Now coming to the mound for the Ryde Hawks, Kyle Cross. So it looks like Renko was up there specifically for the left-handed Rickson Wingrove, and I guess it worked, but he was hit right to the fence. That ball was caught right up hard against the fence with the centre fielder hitting the fence quite hard out there. Nice catch. He's still feeling it, it looks like. Alan Cole. So as I said, Kyle Cross used to play with the Marlins, lives here on the Central Coast. Had been away to college, was now back. Does throw reasonably hard. Yeah, he's throwing 82. Has a sort of lean back whippy action. Gets his arm back and through. There was an 83 mile an hour fastball there in warm up. I did, didn't I? And now pitching for the Ryde Hawks is Kyle Cross. To the plate, the pitcher, Taylor Clemencia. So pitcher to pitcher here. Takes a high one there for ball 1. And a swing and a miss there for strike 1. And a swing and a miss there for strike 2. We keep getting a squeal in the background noise there. I apologise for that. I think we have a possum in the roof here in the commentary position. Someone keeps stepping on its tail. And a ball in the dirt there for ball 2. Evens the count at 2-2. And Taylor Clemencia grounds out there to shortstop for the 6-3 play. So with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th innings, brings to the plate Dan Rogers. So bottom of the 9th, 2 away. This is the Central Coast Marlins' last chance, and a called strike there finds the outside edge on Dan Rogers. 84 mile an hour fastball there from Kyle Cross. So certainly the velocity is getting up there with some of the other pitches. Again finds the bottom inside corner there for a called strike 2. So Dan Rogers quickly finds himself in a 0-2 hole here. And a swing and a miss there by Dan Rogers brings to a close proceedings here in the bottom of the 9th, with the Ryde Hawks taking a 6-3 win. So that brings to a close the bottom of the 9th innings, with Dan Rogers striking out there for the 3rd out. With 9 innings completed, Ryde Hawks take the game here, 6-3. Congratulations to Ryde Hawks, and let's give it up for both teams for a enjoyable game there, with Ryde Hawks running out 6-3 victors. Marlins coming back in the bottom of the 8th after trailing 6-0 to bring it to 6-3, but were unable to go on with it in the 9th. With Kyle Cross closing down the game and getting a save there for the Ryde Hawks. In the earlier fixtures, just a reminder, the midweek fixture, Central Coast Marlins had a walk-off victory, 4-3. In the under-18s fixture this morning, the Central Coast Marlins had a victory, 11-1. In the 3rd grade fixture, the Ryde Hawks had a victory, 11-2. And in the 2nd grade fixture, the Central Coast Marlins had a victory from memory, 7-2. And then here in the 1st grade fixture, the weekend fixture, the Ryde Hawks had a victory, 6-3. So some split results there between the two teams, both competitive across all grades. So a nice round of baseball there comes to a close. And we wish everyone a safe journey home, especially our friends on the other side of the diamond from Ryde who have to drive down the freeway. Please travel safely, and we look forward to joining you at your home venue at ELS Hall for the reverse fixture later in the season. With that, we wish you adieu and a good night. So you just caught the end of it there. That brings proceedings to a close. I'm just repeating the lower grade fixtures in case you couldn't hear them on the ground announcing. Central Coast, of course, won the midweek fixture on that walk-off victory, 4-3. Central Coast Marlins also won the under-ends fixture today, 11-1, I think. Ryde Hawks won the 3rd grade fixture, 11-2. Central Coast Marlins won the 2nd grade fixture, coming from 2-1 down in the final innings to win 7-2. And Ryde Hawks have taken the 1st grade weekend fixture here. So split the 1st grade fixture, one apiece, with a 6-3 victory. So we wish you good night. I thank my assistants. I had 3 of them tonight, so we had one person on each job, and it made life very easy. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast, and we look forward to seeing you again here from Baseball Park this Wednesday night, where we commence our round 8 fixture against the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras, which promises again to be a very tight and exciting fixture with Baulkham Hills strong, similar to Ryde across all 4 grades. I think Ryde is 2nd in the club championships, Baulkham Hills are 1st. So we'll be looking to win as many as we can, as we did this week, and hopefully split the fixture. But join us Wednesday night for the start of proceedings when we take them on in 1st grade here in the midweek fixture. So at 9:20 this evening, we wish you a good night. Thank you for your support and audience. And if you're at home good night. If you're out and watching remotely, please travel home safely. Get there safely, and we look forward to catching up with you midweek. Thanks again, and a good night.